The Australian Olympic team finds itself in the middle of the China forced labour controversy. The Australian team's Japanese Olympic kit supplier has now been accused of sourcing Chinese forced labour cotton, an allegation that it vehemently denies. It says that none of the cotton for the Aussies has come from Xinjiang, the controversial region. The clarification in turn has drawn the wrath of Beijing. Here's a report with all the details.
H&M, Burberry, Nike, Adidas, these are just some of the global brands facing the wrath of Beijing. They have been subjected to warnings and boycott in China. Their fault? They dared to raise a concern over forced labor in Xinjiang, where 1 million Uyghur minorities are believed to be held in detention camps by the Communist Party authorities. Now the Australian Olympic team finds itself embroiled in the controversy over Chinese forced labour cotton. The Australian Olympic Committee began facing criticism as it rolled out its Olympic gear. The green and gold uniforms have been manufactured by Japanese firm ASICS, with the sportswear company itself facing questions over its use of cotton from the Xinjiang region.
Obviously that's been an issue that's been raised in the last few days, and we have had absolute assurances from ASICS that none of our product comes from that region. They do not operate in that region, so that gives us comfort, I think, for all our athletes, knowing that our garments meet the highest possible standards.
Even as Aussie authorities attempted to bypass the controversy, ASICS added fuel to the fire. The company's Chinese office posted a pro-Beijing statement on Chinese social media, allegedly backing its use of Chinese cotton. Soon, however, facing a global backlash, the Japanese firm's head office issued a clarification, saying that the first statement wasn't authorized, stressing that none of the cotton for the Aussie Olympic team has been sourced from Xinjiang. As expected, the clarification by the sportswear company drew China's ire. The state-run tabloid Global Times claims that ASICS has become the latest target of a boycott by Chinese customers. The Aussies, meanwhile, are backing their kit supplier.
I can't speak for what they've said, so I can only speak for what we know, and what we've been assured is that none of the cotton for the Australian Olympic team comes from that region.
China is one of the world's largest suppliers of cotton, accounting for around 1/5 of the global total. Almost 90% of China's cotton is believed to come from Xinjiang. China denies all allegations of forced labor, while the Australian authorities want their team to focus on the games.
ASICS as a company have very high standards. They've assured us that our uniform is not involving any cotton from there, and it's our understanding that they generally do not source any of their cotton from there. But we're very comfortable wearing our ASICS uniform. They're a great company. They've done an amazing job producing this gear, and we now just need to allow the athletes to focus on what their job is, which is to get out in Tokyo and represent us in the green and gold.
Human rights groups, independent media and foreign governments have found evidence that the Chinese Communist Party authorities have carried out mass detention, forced labor, political indoctrination, forced sterilization and torture in Xinjiang. And despite intimidation, threats and boycott by Beijing, the global pushback against such atrocities is only getting stronger. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.